Is the Shusuke Amagai Arc worth watching? Considering how bad the last filler arc was, the answer might actually surprise you a bit. So what is this arc even about, and what makes it any different from the last filler arc? This arc takes place right after the Arrancar Fierce Fight arc, which was full of top tier fight scenes and plenty of other stuff. So once again, the filler arc was following a pretty great canon arc. Except this time, it seems the filler crew put a bit more time into polishing everything out. In this arc, we follow two different stories, one being the replacement of Gin with the new captain, and the other being the noble princess Kasumiyoji and her struggles with her clan. Alongside this, we also see the appearance of a new weapon known as the Bakuto, a parasitic Zanpakuto. Honestly, I kind of liked the Bakuto. They were a nice antithesis to the Zanpakuto, which used the collaborative efforts between the wielder and the Zanpakuto itself. However, I do think that perhaps polishing out the powers a bit more would have been a bit more interesting. I think they definitely weren't as cool as the Zanpakuto in any means, but they definitely were a lot better than the Bount powers. I'll give them that much. No, I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to go into any specifics about exactly what goes on, but I do want to say I like how they connected the two parallel stories. Having two stories was a big upgrade to the very simple-minded single-track story of the Bount Arc. I also like how they kind of built up on the noble families. By this point in the series, we'd only heard of the Kuchiki clan, and the fact that they call themselves a noble clan implies that more exist. So it makes sense that we got to finally see another one of those. I'm glad that they expanded on that. And the introduction of a new captain was also pretty interesting as well. As, you know, there's quite a few openings for new captains considering what went down in one of the previous arcs. So it makes sense that they'd be trying to fill up those spots if they can. The characters were actually pretty interesting as well, and brought some new perspective into the Soul Society. The new captain, Shusuke Amagai, shows how a sudden change in leaders can really cause conflict and instability in a squad. And also the princess Kasumiyoji showed the inner workings of an aristocratic clan and gave us a little more insight into how these noble families operate. Plus also giving us a Brady Lolly character was much appreciated. In a way, these all add to the lore of Bleach and the Soul Society. And even though it's not canon, so technically it doesn't, I guess a better way to put it would be you feel more immersed into the world. Now, I did give praise to some characters, but there are also some pretty mid characters as well. Kibune, it's not really it, to be honest. I wasn't a fan of his character. I just felt it was a bit unrealistic, to be honest. And Enryu's voice was just kind of like, I get they were trying to make a joke with it, but like it didn't work, man. It just, maybe on a younger audience, but not for me. Now, what sets us apart from the Bount arc is, well, a lot of things, to be honest, but I think a big thing is the understanding of the characters. By this point in the series, the writers for this filler have a much better understanding of all the characters in Bleach and also what kind of fits in it a lot more. Well, the Bounts felt kind of jarring and just that they didn't exist. The Bakuto didn't feel as jarring. I mean, it definitely did a little bit as you don't see them appear anywhere else, but they really weren't that, it wasn't that unbelievable, especially considering that we have powers like Orihime's and Chad's that are very different than Zanpakuto. Also, the fact that Ichigo didn't get a downgrade here was a lot better, to be honest. In the Bount arc, they just straight up deleted his Bankai, which I thought was so stupid. You never want to take a step back like that. It is, no, that was not it, man. So at least he had a normal power level here. And their understanding of the power level and how strong each character is was a lot better compared to the Bount arc, when Ichigo was struggling to fight snakes. I can't get over how bad that arc was. If you do want to watch a video on it though, I do have one, which I have linked down below, and also you can click somewhere up here, so like a little eye, to go to my Bleach playlist where I have all my videos on Bleach as of right now. But I really did feel that this arc was a huge step up from what we had beforehand. I know I'm a bit in the minority of people who kind of liked this arc. I enjoyed it a lot more than most people did. I don't think it was received too well. I mean, filler typically isn't, but some of the fillers in Bleach, especially some of the later on ones, are pretty decent actually. They're pretty good. And I think the next one I'm going to be covering is, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, so slight spoiler there, I guess. But this arc, I did like it, honestly. I didn't mind it. I would have preferred it obviously to not be there because it was kind of right in the middle of the whole Arrancar thing, so that was a bit, yeah, that was a little bit weird, but honestly, not the worst though, not the worst. That being said though, some of the stuff is still a bit lacking. A few of the mid-series fights, they left more to be desired, to be honest. And some of the skills of certain characters did feel just a touch diminished, not to the same degree as the Bount Arc, as I said previously. They had a lot better understanding of the power level of each character, but still wasn't perfect. Overall though, not bad. If you want to extend your Bleach experience, I guess this would be a good way to do that. But personally, if you're limiting yourself to one filler arc or even two, I would suggest two different ones than this one. But if you're willing to go and watch, this one is not super long, and I do think it's somewhat worth it. It's definitely the lower tier of the Bleach filler, but nowhere as near as bad as the Bount Arc. That was bad. That was so bad. But that will be a topic for a different video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far in the video, please consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. I do have a bunch of Bleach content along with a whole bunch of other stuff. And on that topic, some of the latest videos should be popping on the screen right now. So go and check them out. I got anime reviews, manga reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I have a whole bunch of Bleach content. I have Gintama content. I have rom-com manga. I have all sorts of stuff. So go check them out. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. But anyway, though, this has been Senpai Supreme, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.
Comrade, I've recently heard some quite troubling news. Rumor has it you haven't subscribed to Senpai Supreme. Comrade, tell me this is not true. You have to subscribe right now, or the KGB will find out. Subscribe, comrade, and Mother Russia will be proud of you.